right, folks, buckle up, because we're about to witness basketball history once again. Wheeler finds Clark from the logo. Caitlin Clark is coming back with a vengeance. And guess who's waiting for her? None other than Diana Taurasi. But here's the kicker. While Clark was resting and getting even better, Taurasi was warming the bench at the Olympics. That's right, the so-called GOAT didn't play a single minute in the medal game. Now these two are about to face off in what might be the most anticipated matchup of the season. We're talking about a game that could change everything for Clark, for Taurasi, for the Indiana Fever, and for the entire WNBA. Trust me, you won't want to miss a second of this. But let's rewind a bit and talk about what Caitlin Clark has been doing this season. This rookie has been nothing short of phenomenal. Before the Olympic break, Clark was averaging over 17.1 points and 8.2 assists per game. That's not just good for a rookie, it's elite for any player in the league. Remember that game against the New York Liberty? Clark dropped a triple-double with 19 points, 12 rebounds, and 13 assists. She became the first rookie in WNBA history to record a triple-double, and she did it against one of the best teams in the league. But it's not just about the stats. Clark has been changing the game with her long-range shooting and incredible court vision. She's making passes that most players wouldn't even think to attempt. And let's not forget about her logo range shooting ability. She's bringing that Steph Curry-style excitement to the women's game. Clark's impact goes beyond the court too. She's been packing arenas, boosting TV ratings, and bringing new fans to the WNBA. The Indiana Fever, a team that was struggling last season, has become must-see TV because of her. But what about the elephant in the room? While Caitlin Clark was at home working on her game, Team USA was in Paris. And boy, was it a roller coaster. First off, the decision to leave Clark off the Olympic team raised a lot of eyebrows. Many fans and analysts questioned whether Team USA was really bringing their best to Paris. But what happened next was even more shocking. Diana Taurasi, the player many believe took Clark's spot, didn't play a single minute in the gold medal game. That's right, in the most important game of the tournament, one of the most decorated players in women's basketball history was warming the bench. And you can't help but wonder, what if Clark had been there? This controversy has sparked a larger conversation about the future of USA basketball. Are we still fielding the best possible team? Or are we clinging to outdated notions of paying dues and waiting your turn? The decision to leave Clark off the team is looking less like a strategic choice and more like a costly mistake. And now with Clark and Taurasi about to face off, we're about to see firsthand whether that decision was justified. But this time, there's something different. Caitlin is much more rested. Coach Christy Sides recently dropped a bombshell that has everyone talking. She said Clark is doing even better in practice. Let that sink in for a moment. A rookie who was already dominating the league is now playing even better. This break might have been a blessing in disguise for Clark. She finally got a chance to breathe after an uninterrupted basketball journey from college to the pros. But don't think for a second she was taking it easy. We're talking about Caitlin Clark, here a player who breathes basketball. We've seen photos proving Clark has been putting in overtime in the gym working on her fitness. She's been actively involved with her Fever teammates, building chemistry and developing new plays that could prove game-changing in the upcoming matches. What's truly remarkable is Clark's mindset during this period. She's approaching her training with a mix of determination and joy that's contagious. This period of focused training, free from the pressures of Olympic competition, might be exactly what Clark needed to elevate her game to the next level. And let's not forget, Clark has something to prove now. That Olympic snub, you can bet she's using that as motivation. Every shot she makes, every assist she dishes out, it's all fuel for her fire. She's not just playing for the Fever, now she's playing to show the world what Team USA missed out on. But what does all this mean for the Indiana Fever? Before the Olympic break, the Fever finished 11-15 and in 7th place. But with Clark coming back stronger than ever, things are about to get interesting. The Fever isn't just fighting for a playoff spot, they're looking to make a statement. Remember, this is a team that finished at the bottom of the standings last season. Now they're in the thick of the playoff race, and that's largely thanks to Clark's impact. But it's not just about Clark. The entire team has been using this break to get Better coach sides brought the team back to practice earlier than other teams, focusing on their chemistry and defensive improvements. They've been working on communication, closing out, and help defense areas they struggled with in the first half of the season. The upcoming game against the Phoenix Mercury is crucial. It's not just the season return game, but also a chance for the Fever to gain ground in the playoff race. The Mercury is just above the Fever in the standings, making this a potential 6-point swing game. And here's where it gets really interesting. The Fever's schedule for the rest of the season is favorable. They have several games against teams below them in the standings, giving them a real shot at climbing the playoff ladder if Clark can maintain her pre-break form or even surpass it. As coach side suggests, we could be looking at one of the most remarkable turnarounds in WNBA history, from last place in the standings last year to the playoffs led by a rookie sensation. That's the kind of story that makes sports leg, folks. We're not just talking about one player or one team. Here, what we're witnessing is a seismic shift in the entire landscape of the WNBA. And it's all centered around Caitlin Clark's return. The buzz around the league is palpable. Ticket sales for Fever games in the second half of the season are through the roof. We're talking about seeing packed arenas to watch Clark play in every game. Remember, this is a rookie who's already broken the Fever record for most threes in a single game, surpassing the mark set by the legendary Tama Catching. But it's not just about the on-court presence. TV ratings for WNBA games featuring Clark have been skyrocketing. Her early season games was some of the most watched in WNBA history. Now, with her return game against Tennessee and the Mercury, we could be looking at record-breaking numbers. The league itself is taking notice as talk of more nationally televised games featuring the Fever. Social media engagement is off the charts. Clark isn't just a great player, she's becoming a cultural phenomenon. And it's not just fans who are excited. Players across the league are amped for Clark's return. Too many have spoken about how her style of play is elevating the entire game. She's pushing her peers to be better, to shoot from further out, to make bolder passes. This excitement is translating into more media coverage, more sponsorship deals, and more mainstream attention for the WNBA. As a whole, we're entering a new era of women's basketball, and Caitlin Clark is leading the charge. The second half of this WNBA season is shaping up to be the most exciting in league history, and it all kicks off with the Clark versus Tassi showdown. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking: isn't this all just hype? Can one player really change the league this much? Let me tell you, what we're seeing with Caitlin Clark is something special. Think back to when Steph Curry started revolutionizing the NBA with his long-range shooting. Remember how exciting that was, how it changed the way we watched basketball. That's what Clark is doing for the WNBA right now. But here's the thing: Clark isn't just a shooter, she's a complete player with court vision that rivals some of the best point guards in the game. And she's doing all of this as a rookie who's about to come back even better after a mid-season break. And let's not forget the narrative we're about to witness: Clark, the young star who was left off the Olympic team, facing off against Diana Taurasi, the veteran who barely played in the gold medal game. Imagine if this matchup repeats in the playoffs. It's like a Hollywood script coming to life. This isn't just about one game or one season. We're witnessing the birth of a new era in women's basketball. As we approach this pivotal moment in the WNBA season, the stakes couldn't be higher for Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. Every game from here on out is crucial. They're not just playing for a playoff spot, they're playing to prove they belong among the league's elite teams. But the pressure isn't just on Clark and the Fever. Diana Taurasi and the Phoenix Mercury are feeling the heat too. Tass' legacy is secure, but questions are arising about her current form and role on the team. Can she still compete at the highest level, or is it time to pass the torch to the next generation? Not to mention Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky, who also promised to make some noise. And let's not forget the broader implications for the league. The WNBA is at a crossroads, with rising stars like Clark and Reese bringing in new fans and media attention. There's an opportunity for unprecedented growth, but can the league capitalize on this moment? Can Clark pick up where she left off, or will the mid-season break disrupt her rhythm? How will Taurasi respond to criticism about her Olympic performance? Will the Fever's improved chemistry translate to wins on the court? Can Clark lead a historic playoff push for the Fever? And perhaps most importantly, are we about to witness a changing of the guard in the WNBA? The anticipation is building, the basketball world is watching, and on August 16th, when Clark and the Fever face off against Tassi and the Mercury, we might just get some answers. What do you think we'll see in this showdown between Caitlin and Diana? Drop your predictions in the comments below. Let's have a real discussion. Your insights are valuable, and I love hearing different perspectives from other basketball enthusiasts. And if you're as pumped for this WNBA season as I am, make sure you don't miss any of our upcoming coverage. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We'll be breaking down every big game, every crucial performance, and every twist and turn in this playoff race. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.